आज मैं रायपुर में हूँ जो छत्तीसगढ़ की राजधानी है और ऑल इंडिया प्रोफेशनल्स कांग्रेस का नेशनल कॉन्क्लेव 5 साल पूरे होने पर यहाँ पर किया गया। पूरे देश से, हर राज्य से, AIPC के अलग अलग चैप्टर्स से बहुत सारे लोग आए and it has been a pleasure meeting everyone. I would like to introduce to you somebody who has come from Maharashtra. Is the state president of Maharashtra chapter, Mathew Antony. Welcome, Mathew.
Thank you, Sujata. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Yes, yeah. It's absolutely great, and the great work that you're doing. Maharashtra mein, there has always been a problem as far as the government is concerned, and that has been only in the recent past, the last government. Can you think of a time since your childhood when governments face the kind of problems that they do now?
So, if you really look at it, I've been in politics from the age of 13, from the student politics, and my family has been into politics from the time of freedom struggle. So, ये सब जो हो रहे हैं, ये सब मॉल हो रहे हैं ना अभी, वो कैसे है कि इट्स अ साइकिल. पहले एक कांग्रेस का ज़माना था, अभी तो ना वो बदल रहा है और बदल चुका है थोड़ा सा 2014 से. Then now people is like the people who are career politicians are like honeybees. They will go into the place where you get the honey. Now, if you look at it from a perspective of that, then you need to have that patience in your mind to understand that this is a cycle which kind of repeats. So I'll go back a little bit into the history. The 1967, where you have seen the defections in the first formal stage of defections, with the Haryana defections of Ayaram, Gayaram. A chronological analysis from 1947 to 1969. Or 1967, you can see 97 of MPs, MLAs elected from Congress, which was the only party at that point of time, from the freedom struggle till the third general elections, to a large extent the single largest party.
Yes.
We saw 97 of MPs, MLAs defecting from Congress to regional parties as well as to other parties. We saw 431 people coming to Congress also. Now we are seeing the reverse trend. And BJP is going for a faster destruction in this manner because they are just carrying, they are just acquiring. There is no in-house talent which is coming up in BJP. So all these days, if BJP were cursing the Congress, it is the same Congress people who are wearing, in terms of this one, is being acquired by BJP to a large extent. So how are they different?
They're not different, but it's also it's very interesting that you say that people are moving in a cycle. Its time is rather moving in circles, and this is a cycle which will repeat itself. और जो आपने एक बात कही है कि मतलब ये कोई बहुत बड़ी चीज़ आपको नहीं लग रही है, डिफिकल्ट टाइम है मगर फिर भी लग रहा है कि मतलब पास हो जाएगा, लग रहा है आपको?
अभी देखो, एक टायर है गाड़ी का, तो कभी कभी वो ऊपर भी होता है, कभी कभी साइड पे होता है, कभी कभी नीचे होता है. देन आपको जो पेशेंस उसमें रखना बहुत ज़रूरी है, क्योंकि अगर साइड में है तो ना आप जो वक्त के लिए वेट करने का, थोड़ा टाइम नीचे जाएगा, थोड़ा टाइम ये साइड पे आएगा और थोड़ा उसके बाद ना आप ऊपर आएगा. लेकिन ना हमारा जो मूल्य है, वैल्यूज़ है, उसमें कभी भी डाइल्यूशन नहीं होना ज़रूरी.
कभी डाइल्यूशन होना नहीं चाहिए.
उसमें ना जो वैल्यूज़, बिकॉज पॉलिटिक्स इज ऑल अबाउट द कल्चर ऑफ द वैल्यूज़ विच यू क्यूरेट.
यस.
वो हमारा एक राजनीतिक संस्कार होना जरूरी है.
पर वो है नहीं ना. बट आई ऑल्सो
कांग्रेस में था. अभी आप देखेंगे ना तो
पर कांग्रेस में भी तो पहले आरोप लगा है. नहीं, आरोप तो लगा है ना that people have alleged that the Congress used to break other parties, forgetting that Congress, if it wanted, it could have remained as the only party even after we gained independence. We never did that.
The only thing which is constant in life is change. So हमको if you want to critically analyze and then see how you have to improve. जैसे कॉर्पोरेट कंपनी कैसे उसका परफॉर्मेंस एक क्वार्टर में अच्छा नहीं होता है ना, तो वो लोग अपने आप के अंदर ना तो रिफ्लेक्शन करता है, क्या सही रास्ते पे जा रहा है, कौन सा चीज़ हमारे लिए अच्छा नहीं चल रहा है, क्या बदलने क्या हमारे अपने यहाँ अंदर. सो a little bit of a power made us a party of governance. हम तो ज़्यादा जनता के लिए पॉलिसीज, हमारा देश का पूरा टोटल इंडेक्सेस ऑफ पॉपुलेशन, लाइफ, एजुकेशन, हेल्थ, ये सब बढ़ाने के लिए ना हमारा पूरा सोच उसमें गया. तो वो राजनीतिक ऑपरेशनल पार्ट, जैसे अभी बीजेपी 24/7 इलेक्शन मशीनरी है.
हाँ.
उसका इलेक्शन में हार या जीत या ना, उसको इलेक्शन जीतने का है.
इलेक्शन जीतना काम नहीं करना.
इलेक्शन जीतने का है. बाकी वो गवर्नेंस ना वो अलग चीज़ है. वो दोनों को अलग करके रखा है. गवर्नेंस में लोग को बुरा हो रहा है या अच्छा हो रहा है ना, वो उसकी कंसर्न नहीं है, लेकिन उसको इलेक्शन जीतने का है. बट कांग्रेस, बिकॉज इट वाज अ कलेक्शन ऑफ कलेक्टिव डाइवर्स आइडियाज, वी नेवर हैड दिस ऑपरेशनल cadre like mentality of winning elections, because we were always a collection of thoughts,
yes,
a collection of ideas, and that was the beauty of Congress. That is why the Constituent Assembly gave us this constitution. तो ये सब चीज़ में ना क्या है, अभी के ये पॉपुलेशन में ये लोग को सब टैंजिबल चाहिए. जो कांग्रेस ने जो काम किया मनमोहन सिंह के टाइम, डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह के टाइम पे काम किया है, सब जनता के लिए ना भलाई का काम कर रहा था. बट लेकिन यू नो वी वर नॉट, द थिंग्स वर नॉट टैंजिबल. जैसे एक पॉलिसी अच्छा सा बन रहा है,
जैसे रिसेशन आया.
हाँ.
और डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह ने हमें फील नहीं होने दिया, जबकि सबको लगा कि हमारे यहाँ नौकरियाँ चली जाएंगी, अर्थव्यवस्था गिर जाएगी, यू नो. बट व्हाट ही नेवर मेड अस फील वाज that he had taken measures which helped us. आज यही तो बोलते हैं सब कि आप दिखा नहीं रहे. हमने तो कभी भी नहीं दिखाया. और आज we are blaming the previous regime, the government order की दुनिया में उसी को ब्लेम करा जा रहा है कि भाई उनकी वजह से हो रहा है जो कुछ भी हो रहा है. Nobody is taking responsibility. Like Congress, I feel, always took responsibility.
Congress was proactive. जैसे आप देखो 2008 में पूरा दुनिया रिसेशन में चल रहा है, और मनमोहन सिंह के गवर्नमेंट, बिकॉज उसका एक्सपीरियंस, अनुभव था, परिचय था, उसने जो पॉलिसीज बनाया, जो डिसीजंस लिया, तो हमको सेव किया रिसेशन. लेकिन हमने तो इतना मार्केटिंग नहीं किया, दिखावा नहीं किया.
वो ड्यूटी थी ना, वो रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी थी.
हाँ, लेकिन बीजेपी ने क्या कर रहा है, पहले हमको ना बहुत बुरे हाल में डालता है.
हाँ.
उसके बाद आकर के बताते हैं हम कुछ कर रहे हैं.
हाँ.
तो लोग को पहले दर्द होता है, उसके बाद इलाज दे रहा है.
हाँ.
तो लोग तो ना वो टैंजिबल है.
हाँ.
हाँ, अरे हमारा दर्द गया.
There is a story.
लेकिन अभी भी दर्द नहीं जा रहा है, फिर भी ना इलाज भी नहीं हो रहा है, फिर भी ना ये लोग ना अपना इलेक्शन का स्टाइल
मोड में, इलेक्शन मोड में रहते हैं. बट डू यू ऑल्सो फील, यू नो व्हाट आई फील इज दैट बेसिकली दिखाई देता है वो ये कि जिस तरह से politics में, there was a time in the 90s, I remember, we all used to discuss that more educated people should come into politics, and then we realized कि खाली educated लोगों को भी बहुत elitist view होगा, क्योंकि देश में हर समाज को आगे लाने के लिए उनके लोगों को भी आगे बढ़ाने की ज़रूरत है, तभी you know things will improve for them. But at one point of time we were also talking about removing criminals from politics. I'm not talking about decriminalization of politics. I'm talking about removal of criminals from politics. And everybody who gets saved from the court is not necessarily not a criminal. And why is that? केस जब कोर्ट में चलता है तो कोर्ट तो सिर्फ अपने सामने जो एविडेंस आता है सिर्फ उसी को तो देखता है. सो इट्स नॉट नेसेसरी कि जो क्रिमिनल है वो क्रिमिनल नहीं है क्योंकि वो बच गया.
One can only be called as a criminal only when he is convicted. Till the time, everybody is innocent for that matter.
Exactly.
He should not be considered as guilty. So that's a principle of law.
And also that 100 criminals should, even if they.
Yeah, even if they are not punished, but if one innocent is punished, then that is the failure of the law.
Absolutely.
Of the legal system.
Absolutely.
Now coming back into the whole couple of aspects which you have discussed. इसमें क्या है ना, हमारा मन में एक सोच है, एक विचार है. तो विचार में I don't know what you call it, the humility in Hindi, विनम्रता.
विनम्रता, हाँ.
The humility of thought is what makes a good politician.
Yes.
Elitist is all about showing that I am somebody. The beauty of democracy is today you are an elected representative who then becomes a minister or who then assumes an office. All these people surrounding the power with that will be there. But tomorrow if you are not elected, you are still with the people. So you should not get carried away with that elected power. You are in the service of people. If anyone in your constituency, or if anyone of your subject, or your voted representative, because you're a representative of the people, that humility should be there.
Yes.
You should not discriminate people by their caste, wealth, or social status, but as you are the representative, you are the servant of the people. If you have that thought, then all your egos will be kept aside. Because that's a battle of mind.
Yes.
This is what I said. The political culture has to be curated.
Yes.
Abhi it has become a business. ये सब अभी एक व्यवहार की तरह है. अभी आप वो पार्टी छोड़ करके हमारे पास आ जाइए, हम 50 करोड़ आपको देंगे. हम आपको 5 दिन रिसोर्ट में रखेंगे और फ्लोर में वो कॉन्फिडेंस मोशन पास करेंगे. उसके बाद आप घर जाइए, 50 करोड़ रखो, 20 करोड़ अभी रखो, 30 करोड़ बाद में. See, politics is not business. Politics is not a career.
Yes.
Even if Congress wins or Congress loses, I will never be able to change from the thought which has attached me to politics of Congress, because I don't see an ideological attachment with anybody else. But for a career politician who's invested in politics, when one party is not doing good, now he's moving to another party because he has to remain in politics.
Yes.
This is the change which has happened. This change is not good.
Yes, because people have started taking politics as a career. There was a Zoom meeting in which a young boy, he asked this question, and there was a senior journalist also. So, instead of reacting and ticking him off, I told the boy, I said, you'll have to first, serve people. I didn't want him to be put off by the fact that I would say that, oh, this is not a career. But that gentleman, the journalist, got very annoyed. Now, because, today even students are asking, how do you make a career in politics and how do you sustain the politics? How do you make the money out of it? Which is so sad.
See, the questions are on two sides. आप पॉलिटिक्स से करियर कैसे बना सकते हैं? बिल्कुल बना सकते हैं. उसमें कुछ वो सवाल में कुछ
गलत नहीं है.
Because when you make politics as a career, if you have to make money in the righteous manner, and if you're good, there are many ways in which you can make money. You can be a political advisor to many companies, because companies उसके investment के बारे में decisions लेने के time पे उसको they need to know the political environment of the country. You can make money out of it, as a consultant to them.
Yeah. But
There's
not
no
make,
obligation.
yeah.
But not by cutting deals left, right, up and down, by giving government contracts to somebody, or undercutting something, or doing something in favor.
Yes.
That is not the right way of making money. You have to have the righteousness. That's why I said the humility of thought of that you are in service and not a business of politics. Service of being in service to the people and service of self-serving to make politics as a business is what we should be able to differentiate.
Yes, service is the key word here. Now I'll come to All India Professional Congress. All India Professionals Congress Maharashtra chapter is doing brilliantly, and you have done great work during Corona. So I would like you to tell us कि क्या क्या काम आपने कोरोना के टाइम पे लोगों के लिए किया, आपने और आपकी टीम ने.
We did a good job as a team. तो हमारा पहले एक मुद्दा है हमारा that प्रेसिडेंट को एक मीटिंग में या अपना ऑर्गेनाइजेशन संगठन के अंदर एक जिम्मेदारी है. उसके बाद प्रेसिडेंट एंड फेलो सब समानता पे है. There's no difference. So when we make decisions, जब हम एक विचार के ऊपर डिस्कस करने के लिए बैठता है तो वो टाइम पे ना वहाँ पे कोई प्रेसिडेंट नहीं है, उपाध्यक्ष नहीं है, कोई सेक्रेटरी नहीं है, सब एक ही है. वो विचार के ऊपर हम लोग डिबेट करता है और जिसका डिसेंट होता है वहाँ पे वो हम एक्नॉलेज करता है. तो वो उसका भी पार्टिसिपेशन है, हम उसको चुप नहीं करता है, तो उसका भी पार्टिसिपेशन है. लेकिन एक डिसीजन लेके आगे जाने का है. तो दिस डाइवर्सिटी हैज गिवन अस द स्ट्रेंथ टू डिलीवर. एंड व्हाट वी हैव डिलीवर्ड इन द कोविड टाइम्स इज we delivered 3,52,600 meals to people across Maharashtra.
Okay.
28 buses being sent to different parts of the country. 4 trains being organized, 2 trains with the help of Maharashtra government and other 2 trains to Tamil Nadu with the NGO's help. So around 4,500, almost like 6,000 people got transported to different parts of the country. we started the first डॉक्टर्स का एक एडवाइजरी स्टार्ट किया.
या
कोविड के time
ये
में सब
थोड़ा
लोग
सा
ना-
ज़्यादा बताइएगा.
कोविड के टाइम पे सब लोग डर गया था. सब लोग एक दूसरे को कोई मालूम ही नहीं है, सब लोग डरते डरते हैं. और सब PR मिशनरी से आ रहा है कि ये सब हमारा जान लेने वाला है, खतरे पे है, सब ये सब बता रहे थे. तो हमने जो डॉक्टर्स है, कार्डियोलॉजिस्ट, देन नेफ्रोलॉजिस्ट, जनरल मेडिसिन स्पेशलिस्ट, बॉम्बे का बेहतर हॉस्पिटल का सबसे बड़ा डॉक्टर्स का एक वीडियो निकाल दिया. और वो सब डॉक्टर्स हमारा मेंबर्स नहीं है. तो हमने तो डिस्क्लोजर भी दिया, ये हमारा मेंबर्स नहीं है, लेकिन समाज के एक इसके लिए ये लोग ये बाइट दे रहे हैं. तो उसके बाद ना बॉम्बे साइकेट्रिक एसोसिएशन के साथ हम एक मिशन जीरो कोविड न्यूट्रल डेस्क बनाया. उसमें बॉम्बे का 38 साइकेट्रिस्ट एंड साइकेट्रिस्ट फ्रॉम अदर पार्ट्स ऑफ द कंट्री ऑल्सो ज्वाइन. तो उसमें मेंटल हेल्थ लाइन शुरू मेंटल हेल्थ लाइन, और सब वो व्हाट्सएप नंबर सब जगह पे हमने को मार दिया. एक शिप का कैप्टन था, वो उसका शिप इट वाज लॉस्ट बिकॉज इट वाज नॉट अलाउड टू कम टू द शोर. उसको सुसाइड टेंडेंसी था. तो ये लोग डॉक्टर्स ने बात करके उसको वापस लेके आया.
Okay.
और सिचुएशन की अंडर कंट्रोल. वैसे 4 केसेस था और बहुत ज़्यादा केसेस वैसे था. तो उसके बाद ना AIPC नेशनली ये अडॉप्ट किया था मेडिकल हेल्पलाइन. वो कांग्रेस पार्टी भी उसका स्वीकार किया था. तो ऐसे देन वी डिड अ लॉट ऑफ वर्क फॉर द LGBTQIA कम्युनिटी ड्यूरिंग द कोविड टाइम्स. ब्लड डोनेशन किया. 2 लाख लीटर ब्लड हमने तो पूरा महाराष्ट्र से इकट्ठा किया और हॉस्पिटल्स को दिए बिकॉज देयर वाज अ ब्लड शॉर्टेज, बिकॉज nobody was donating blood and there was a blood shortage.
Yes.
So these were the major highlighted works during the COVID time for us. Total, if you look at the value of the work, 6 crores around.
6 crores.
6 crores.
How did you raise the money?
Public, and we put a lot of donors who came in. So we didn't raise the money for AIPC. We had things to be delivered. They paid directly. So because when in public service also, when in social service, raising funds and then the disposal of the funds is a major
Very
area of-
difficult, huh?
because you are accountable also.
Yeah.
So what we did was, that we made the donors to pay directly. To
Directly.
the vendors.
That's the best thing to do.
So then there is no allegation of money coming to us, and they don't have a lack of clarity how much we paid and how much we didn't pay. So we negotiate, and we allowed the negotiation to happen between the donor
Directly.
and the vendor also, and then they did that. So suppose in the case of rations and the food, it was directly negotiated by the supplier of the food and the donor, and they paid directly.
Okay.
We only facilitated the whole transaction, and then we identified the people and delivered it.
Okay, so the delivery was done by your people?
So the entire idea was conceived,
Yes.
put into operation. We raised funds, but the money never came into our
Yes,
hands.
that's what I'm saying.
We
That
put both the people in contact. The
Yes.
we identified we negotiated with the suppliers. Then we put the suppliers to the donor, and then if the donor has a better vendor, they can do it with them. And these are the places to be delivered.
yeah, reminds me like I also agree to this particular model because during COVID, in the initial days only some youth Congress young people, they called me up and they said, we need to give rations to these many people. So I said, okay, so what needs to be done? So I said, if money can be arranged. So what I did was I transferred the money to the
Ration supply.
to the guy who the kirana store, and that fellow did it. Now what happened was that because we stay in a residential colony, and of course we have slums around at the periphery, so what happened was that we needed some aloo and pyaj. Now I also wanted to raise some more money, so so that the money would go directly over there. So I sent a message to a few people. I made a little group and I sent messages. Now one boy who had who has a startup, and it had closed down because of COVID, he immediately reverted and he said, ma'am, how can I help? I can help with the money, but I would also like to do something more. Can I also help in the distribution? I said, you'll be able to come from there? He said, yeah. I said, so he said, what else do you need? You needed aloo pyaj. I said, yeah, can you get it? He said, yeah, the mandi is close to my house. So he got aloo pyaj ka whatever 100 packets, and he didn't take money for that. So he paid for that also. He got, I think namak also he got, and because there was a shortage at the kirana store. And he got all that. He also got some extra money, There was another lady also. So we weren't really into the collection of it, and we managed to help out people. Again, this boy, calls me some days later that there are some kushtrogis, lepers. There's a leper colony. They haven't got the rations at all. The government hasn't even reached them. And the government did reach people, but I think by the time they did, most of the work had already been started by social organizations. Lots of young people were doing it. And so again, the same thing happened. So I think it was so important for the community to do this work, to send a message out to the government. People say that the government did it. The government talks about doing it. But in the initial stages, it was not the government that was doing anything at all. I don't know about Maharashtra.
No, Maharashtra government did a lot, but Maharashtra is so big a state. Mumbai is so big a place, as an island city. So there was much, which is to be done beyond what the reach of the government also.
Yes.
So we did.
Everywhere.
Yeah. So, the one more notable thing, which we did during the COVID time, which I forgot to mention, is that many people lost their jobs because international air travel was banned completely.
Yes.
So then, we were approached by, say, around 115 caretakers who were working in Israel, whose visas were getting expired. So then I immediately reached out to Dr. Tharoor when they were stuck in Bombay.
Okay.
They landed in Bombay, but the airlines refused to take them on. Then Dr. Tharoor got Mr. Puri, who was then Civil Aviation Minister, involved, and he pushed as a very important case for these people. And then the whole 160 lot went. Then after that, we became an immigrant office. Then altogether, I think I lost count. We kind of AIPC helped in Maharashtra, help people across the country, almost to the tune of 800 people to reach Israel, France, and all of the countries during the COVID ban time.
Okay.
The Vande Bharat flights and other ones, and the visas, validation, and a lot of things like that. There were 2 people who wanted treatments, who wanted to go, and they were also sent across abroad by the visas getting approved beyond the bans and all of the things like that. So there was a lot of things which we could do during the COVID time. Now, one thing which I would like to mention here is that the society, especially the professionals, a lot of people who are well-to-do in their own perspective. I'm not saying, everybody is rich from their perspective.
Yes.
So everybody has got they want to contribute back. And they don't want to do this narabaji, in the politics. But they are looking out for avenues.
Yes.
It is for us to kind of, make the professional Congress platform or any political platform for them to see it as welcoming.
Yes.
Rather than kind of distancing them from it or pushing them away from it, because the politicians have that insecurity of this particular guy, तो हमारा कुर्सी को क्या हो जाएगा? So इसलिए there's a natural defense wall which is kept, and these people wants to contribute. They don't want to be a political leader, but always this fear of today they will say that, and tomorrow they might they want to become a leader. So they are always kept outside. But a lot of these professionals wants to contribute, and if we can curate a platform where they can come and contribute, it is basically mutually complementary.
Yes, but Mathew, there's a couple of more what I'll go with. There is one issue that I seem to notice happening, and that is that because the government of today, and I'm talking about the BJP government, is so antagonistic to anything that is non-BJP, and especially Congress. I feel a lot of people are very hesitant to come forward in other states. What advice would you have for them? I mean, like Maharashtra is okay, but in a state like Uttarakhand, where the chapter started only last year, if you remember, and I remember you when I first went to meet Dr. Tharoor, and you were there. So, what suggestions would you have for those professionals who would want to join but are hesitant? Because, a professional doesn't want trouble in their work.
I agree with what you're saying. So the BJP's politics is about creating fear. And all these right-wing Hindutva, the fundamentalist Hindutva, is only a farce. They are capitalists. They are extremely right-wing capitalists who wants only the rich to survive in this country, and who wants the concentration of power to few hands and let all others be enslaved with it. Now, what happens with it is you need to have the professionals. If they are coming to serve and if they are coming to do things which is of political in nature, which is identifying them with their political ideology and belief, they should kind of come and serve. They should not be worried about, because they are not going to kind of take on a BJP leader.
Yes.
They are not kind of take on a Congress leadership.
Huh.
They are not kind of going to take on any political leadership, but to serve the people to the causes which they find themselves contributing to.
Yes.
Suppose if they are coming in serving in a small district in Uttarakhand, and it can be, because it's a tourist destination, it's a hilly area, it can be about a clean environmental issues of putting save the city from the plastic. It is completely political, but not political.
Yes. So that's
is-
what Professionals
Yeah.
Congress does. Because this is a very important question that I'm asking you. Because when it comes from me, it becomes, oh, to जोड़ने की कोशिश है, But I actually, really appreciate what you're saying, because a person from another state saying this probably makes a greater impact on people. That yes, by joining the Professionals Congress, necessarily becoming a Congress person per se, you have an ideology. You may not have an ideology, political ideology that you subscribe to, but if there is good work happening through Rotary, through Lions Club, through an NGO or any other organization.
I will tell you, I'll try to narrate the operating part of this politics. I told you about the plastic ban. Plastic ban is a politics. It's completely political, because why? It's environment related. You're saving your. It's a kind of a operational policy which you're bringing into practice. It has got nothing to do with any of the right wing, left wing, or center politics of it, because you want to save the city and the life of the people from a natural pollution which comes into it. So the political ideology is what? That I need to have a clean environment. That's my right to have a clean environment. The other is about education.
Yeah.
Education, when we speak about education, a lot of the people speak about high-end education. So I'll just hold for a second because of that.
I know. There's something or the other going on in this resort, Some work or the other. Yeah.
So the high-end education is what we then when we speak about education, it only comes to the high-end education which comes into my mind, into our mind. There is education at every level. What is education going to do with people at different levels? It is empowerment. The whole political class, irrespective of a large part of the Congress part of it, the Congress party likes to have people educated, because we have brought the right to education and a lot of things like that. But on a career politicians who are there in transactional politics, who just wants to be the replacement of the royalties, doesn't want their constituents to be educated.
Yes.
Because education makes empowerment.
Yes.
Empowerment makes people think, and thinking makes them independent. Then that enslavement of buying their votes will not happen.
Yes.
So there are so much of things the professionals can do politically, which will have impact on empowerment, which it is not tangible in a very specific manner, so that the political royalties may not find it that confronting at that point. Oh, kuch NGO ka kaam kar rahe. But you're actually doing politics.
Yes.
Because you're empowering minds.
Yes.
Empowering minds to make them a free thinker or an independent thinker, where they will slowly start thinking about, why am I enslaved to certain people? Why am I enslaved to somebody? Why can't I have my own thoughts? Why can't I have my own politics?
Right.
That is a politics which professionals can
Right.
do, because they have so much of learning in whatever fields there. If there is a good carpenter, then he's when I say good carpenter, he might have started as a small carpenter. He might have upgraded his skill and become a contractor of a carpenter.
Yes.
So he knows what made him as what he from
and
where he started.
Absolutely, everybody aspires in this particular manner, and you see masons, and they are only masons working under a contractor initially, and then they become contractors themselves.
A junior lawyer starts as an intern.
Yes.
Goes into the court, does the court clerk work first, filing and how to know how to get a cover and all of the things like the docket and all of the things like that. Then he or she becomes a senior. He, she, or them, they become a senior, and then they will have juniors under them. They will impart this. The more and more imparting happens on the अपने अनुभव के ऊपर ना, जो अनुभव बाकी लोग के साथ ना शेयर कर रहा है, और उसको भी जो सपना देखने का ताकत दे रहा है, वो राजनीति है, वो सबसे बेहतर राजनीति
हाँ, that is what राजनीति, राज के लिए नीति. But do you also find professionals who are completely blinded by hate for
है. Many.
various
course.
communities?
Of course.
Because I see them all around me.
See, I think it's all seasonal. Right now, if you see the whole world, you take a detached view. We saw Donald Trump. We saw Macron. And,
सब आए और सब गए.
In the past, we have seen Marcos in Philippines.
हाँ.
And we have seen Saddam. We have seen Gaddafi. Everybody had their time, and they had their falls in the most unexpected time.
Yes.
So it's only a time. It's only a matter of time that the fall will happen.
Yeah, nothing is stronger than time. और
Because
समय से बलवान कोई.
there is considerable anger. Okay, the fear and the control has made the government machinery to be used to buy and oppress the fear, which is anti-incumbency. Okay, the anti-incumbency is oppressed, but beyond a certain point of time, it cannot be oppressed. Look at what happened in Sri Lanka. India may not have such an economical crisis, but the price rise.
But you really never know.
Yeah, we never know. But in terms of the price rise, in terms of dissatisfaction building up, in terms of savings levels blowing up, you don't have anything to save with this price rise.
Right.
And then you will have your needs coming in.
Right.
Children's education, hospital expenses, you have to. This will come together. It's only a matter of time that this will come together as a wind. Wind or a water stream or a waterfall doesn't form overnight. It comes from small drops of water. It comes from small harnessing of wind. It then takes a shape.
Yes.
Why we call a cyclone? Because it just comes together in one single time. We are just waiting for a political cyclone to happen. But as Congress party, we should not completely wait for the cyclone to happen. We should make this cyclone happen.
Yes.
We should give the confidence to the people that we will back them up.
Yes.
And the people should have the confidence in Congress party that understand what kind of peace you had during the Congress regime. You had such kind of fear to talk about your mind.
Yes.
What do you feel in your mind? And you have a BJP and then you can't speak what you look around before you speak, before you open up your mouth. You are confronted in your family groups, confronted in your friends group. Did you have this kind of a hostile atmosphere when Congress was in power? Congress had a let loose kind of a thing where the liberty was there. That's a liberal style of governance.
Yes, but I think for that even the leaders need to understand and come to the ground, walk on the ground and make that connect with people, stand with people, when they are in trouble, because when people are in trouble and you're not standing with them.
See, I have two views in it. I think the Congress party has stood by the people. अभी देखो ना, अभी जब भी मोदी ने करेंसी बैन किया, डिमोनेटाइजेशन किया, राहुल गांधी ने बताया कि डिमोनेटाइजेशन कंट्री को बहुत गलत रास्ते पे लेके जाएगा. देन वी केम विद द जीएसटी हमारा था. हाँ. लेकिन वो जीएसटी
वो नहीं था जो ये है. एक था.
जीएसटी वाज something which we tried to uniform make the taxation point, indirect taxation point in a uniform manner. They try to make it as a revenue collecting mechanism. So it is all affecting the economy. So हमने तो खड़ा किया है अपने आप को, पार्टी को हमने तो गवर्नमेंट के खिलाफ खड़ा किया है. लेकिन क्या है ना, थोड़ा बहुत लोग ना अभी सोशल मीडिया में बहुत एक्टिव है, ग्राउंड पे एक्टिव ना. I'll just give you practical examples. What is a ground activity? You need to be receiving the calls of the people, trying to resolve their issues. Listening is an important part. You may not be able to solve the entire problems of the people.
Yes, but at least you can listen.
You have to listen to the people, make attempts to resolve the problem. And then, I always say, though I'm a peace-loving person, but if you really observe, people need tangible show of strength to feel that we are doing something considerably strong against the government. So I always say the politics of inconvenience is what makes people recognize that opposition is doing something.
Yes.
You make life inconvenient in one way or the other, raising price issues, raising other issues. Congress is very concerned about people to give no inconvenience to people even when we are making noise.
Yes.
But if you look at all other parties who are coming to power, from the opposition to the power, it is the politics of inconvenience which makes people say that, oh, ये लोग बहुत कर रहा है.
हाँ.
ये लोग बहुत कर रहे हैं. Look at this Smriti Irani example of the gas price rise or the petrol price increase.
Yes.
What a kind of drama she has made.
Yeah.
Even in the parliament also, she's an actor by herself.
No, but she's not an actor, you know. I'm sorry, you
No,
know.
I'm saying
a
that,
theatre
she's-
person, and I find her acting
She's
really
making
C
it fake.
grade.
It is
Yeah.
nothing is original from her coming in.
Yeah.
She makes a lot of people believe that. And that is a fake, you know.
Yes,
that's a
no,
real
people
politics.
get affected by
Yeah,
it,
we've-
and they believe in her then. But I find it really
See,
ridiculous.
logic and reason sometimes defies perception making. So politics is about a perception building, and for opposition to be recognized as opposition, after being or putting all these efforts by us, I think that the politics of inconvenience is very much required for us to be creating the perception
Yes.
that as an opposition we are doing what we are supposed to do, though we are doing what we are supposed to do.
Yes.
Yeah, that's where we are in right now.
Absolutely. And, I wish you all the best for all your future endeavors in Maharashtra and all the good work that you've been doing, your team has been doing. And, you're a leader only when you have a team. And you have proved it by, making that statement that, I might be the president, but when we are working, we are all at the same level. That's how a team works, and that's how you become a leader.
Yeah.
A lot of leaders don't realize that.
I take the ownership for any wrong things, which goes.
Yes.
Because as a AIPC, a new department, we take a lot of risk. Because without risk, there's no growth.
Absolutely.
So the decision we invest as a leader. My leadership philosophy is that I invest in people, irrespective of how many times I fail.
Yes.
Okay, and then I give the team the freedom to make decisions.
Yes.
If the intent and motive is correct of any decision, and if the outcome goes wrong, I take the honors. I will not
Yes.
sacrifice them.
Yes, that's so
The
wonderful.
credit is theirs. If anything happens good, if it is their idea, the ownership is theirs. I don't want to take the credit of something which is not my idea. I'm only a leader who has to lead them, guide them, mentor them.
Channelize.
Yeah, and then if something goes wrong, then I take the ownership because that's my responsibility. Because I have
Absolutely.
underwritten the risk.
That's exactly what a
Yeah.
leader is all about. And, thank you so much.
Thanks, Sujata.
And you will continue to do great work in Maharashtra. Thank
Sure.
you so much.
Thank you, Sujata. Thanks for your wonderful time. Bless you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.